Hey, welcome back to another Mind the Mic podcast. I'm your host Shubz, here with one of our legendary co-hosts, Princess. What's goody, Queen? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. No, I'm good. Really good,
Yeah.
actually. Since the last
What's
time we
been
spoke, I've had some
what's been
things
happening
happen.
since then? Yeah, like
Well,
fill
you
the people in.
remember, remember the last time I jumped on, I was talking in detail about where you could put real good honey in really intimate places for healing medicinal reasons.
Yes, yeah,
Mm.
vaginosis and all the stuff
Um,
that I just learned about.
and jock itch and ringworm
Yeah,
and
jockage,
psoriasis.
ringworm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the CEO of the company flew me over to Perth and I ended up, she liked my voice and recorded like 35 voiceovers for different online commercials, I guess for Instagram, TikTok,
Yep.
and supposedly like Chemist Warehouse and stuff. So I did three different styles of voice, like my
Mm-hmm.
normal voice, like an East End, like, shut up, babe, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, Essex, babe, like, stuff it, babe, you're beautiful. Oh my God, you're so silly. That stupid
Yep.
voice. And then like a female David Attenborough type voice.
Okay, give us that one.
I knew you were going to do that. I just put myself up for it.
Go on, yeah. Okay,
Okay,
but
okay.
act
So,
like you're reading out something about the honey, like
okay, okay, okay,
actually.
okay. All right. Why I laugh so much? All right, okay. Okay, this is imagine there's a girl and this is her situation of why she reaches for the honey.
Okay.
Give me a girl's name.
Girl's name Jennifer.
Jennifer awakes from her slumber. She's excited about the evening ahead. She has a date tonight. She walks to the mirror, brushes her teeth, reaches down to check. Oh no, what's this? The pum pum is not its normal 9 out of 10 on fleek. She has no fear. She reaches for her makeup bag and pulls out a sachet of liquid gold. This is real good honey. She sits on her bed and plunges it deep within her cervix and rests. Wait, you're trying to
Oh
be
my god,
professional.
that's so
And
good. That was good, man. Holy,
anyway, you get your
that's the
thing
plunging
right.
for me. That's the
Yeah, the
plunging for me.
plunging, the one from the air.
Oh
So that's the
wow.
medicinal honey. So something along those type of lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that. That was great fun being in the studio doing that. And yeah, just exciting because the company's actually been approached by Chemist Warehouse and Coles. They want the product in their stores by October. So they've changed the packaging and everything so it's more accessible, a little bit
Yep.
cheaper. Because it used to come in big boxes, and it's like it was near the $100 range for this box of honey, which is definitely worth its money quality wise. But if you've never tried it, you might not want to spend that money on it. So they put it in more packages that are more colorful and smaller doses so people can try it.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, so that's all really good and exciting for the brand. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
real good honey that you can put up
Real
your
good,
hoo ha
honey.
and your pum pum, and the boys can use on their jock itch and their ringworm. Get around
Mm.
it, son.
Get around
Yeah,
it,
so we get
literally.
around it. Um, and then and to be honest, it just suits me. I like talking about those uncomfortable subjects. I always have.
Yeah,
And
I don't mind.
I
You know.
yeah, and I'm always someone like, but even my family, we're always like, I'll speak to my sister and she'll be like, oh my God, I haven't pooed today. Or I speak to my stepmom, she'll be like, oh my God, I've got diarrhea. I feel like
That's
we're always
real.
talking. Yeah, I love talking about poo. I love having a
Yeah.
poo as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so just talking about anatomy and stuff, and this is what I was going to chat to you about because remember I said to you years ago I went. It was in Trafalgar Square, I think it was. This was donkeys ago, so it was about 20 years ago.
Yep.
Must have been 18, 19, maybe 22 years ago, and they had a sex convention on, and I was
Okay.
like, what's a sex convention? And I ended up going to it, and it was really informative. And I remember there was a few things that I walked away learning. So, for example, I mean, the textbook things, when a guy's sitting next to a girl, if the girl's like flicking her hair and whatever, he knows that she likes him. I
Yes.
mean, we learnt
Well.
that pretty on. Well, and
Well,
she's
sometimes I
giggling.
think guys might.
She's
I,
touching.
I don't know. I think some guys might not know that. Yeah.
I mean, if I like somebody, I on purpose won't do any of those things. Like my body language won't be pointed towards you. I won't be touching your arm. I won't be giggling and flicking my hair. Like
If you
I'm
like
like,
somebody, you do the
no,
opposite.
I won't. No, I do the absolute opposite. Yeah. I can't have
Oh.
you knowing that I'm thinking all those things. Not just yet. Not till I've sussed the situation. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, so there were some interesting things that I learned in that thingy. And like, just for example, did you know if you're sitting with somebody and you like them,
Yep.
just something as simple as having eye contact with them, if you speed up your blinking, if they're having really good eye contact with you, they should speed up their blinking too. We start
Oh,
mirroring each other. And so,
really?
for example, have you never been in a situation, and you haven't been, excuse me, hello, maybe you haven't been in a situation where it'll come up now, but you could be sitting talking to somebody on a table and you're having a good old chin wag and a chat. And if all of a sudden you lean and you put your thingy to the side, you'll find that the person will do the same thing. And then they'll carry
Oh,
on talking to you. Yeah. And then you can try it. Then you might lean back. They'll lean back. It's really interesting. We do this. We mirror each other.
wow.
Yeah, so that was interesting to learn, and learning things like, so you have, we all know that the male and female body is completely different, which is why I say
Yep.
men are from Mars, women are from Venus, but they
Mm-hmm.
really are. Like, it's down to the points of, how women think about sex, and how men think about sex, and that comes down like just purely based on the fact of like men are producing sperm every 20 minutes, whereas women are ovulating every 4 weeks. So
Ooh.
it's no wonder that our psyches are completely different. And it was saying that, men are kind of ready to go all the time. Well, I'm not surprised because their junk is making things all the time, which is probably half the reason why they've always got their hands on it, because it's
Mm.
really always
Oh,
doing things.
shit. No.
You scared the crap out of me then, you goner. But there was like, I remember like there was something that I learned. It's like, um, this is why women require so much more warming up than men do as well, which is why also men, foreplay is important. Please and thank you.
Yeah. Just get amongst the boys. Eh? Get amongst
Yeah,
the
if you're
lads.
not spending a good half an hour doing foreplay, and trust me, you're doing it wrong. Like, she might not tell you, but you're doing it wrong. You've got to be using these and using this and using this
Yeah,
one.
all of it.
All of the above. I feel like men just could take it or leave it. That might be unfair to say, but but like even to the point where there was something I was reading, like say for example you wanted to come home as a male and you really wanted to get stuck into it straight away. Like don't be
Yeah.
surprised, especially if your woman's at home and doing all the things that requires the running of a home. Sometimes you walking through the door and all of a sudden grabbing a bite might not be the thing that she's preparing a woman mentally. I think is a lot of
Mm.
the and sending messages during the day as a little warm up of why what
This is a good
stop
chat. This is
thinking
good
about.
chat. This is good chat, Christine. Like straight up, this is good chat. Eh? Like
You're enjoying this
the
one.
boys, the boys need that. The boys need to hear this. Like
Because
I think definitely, even
you
for
can warm
myself. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, you're right. Like the us as men
you
do
can
be. Well, I can only speak for myself and guys that I've know. But yeah, you can be like just keen straight away. But I get what you mean.
of
Maybe a little
course
bit of
and then
warming up
and then you
and
you might get a little bit of a cold front, but there's nothing wrong with premeditated and warming her up mentally before you get home, and by saying things that telling her how much you desire her, is always going to get a
mm,
woman thinking, oh, okay, he's really desiring me, and but he can't stop thinking of me, and or recalling a particular really sexy event that you'd had together and saying, oh my god, I can't stop thinking about that thingy that we did the other week, and oh, I'd really love to
yeah.
do this as soon as I get my hands on you. Her feeling desired is going to make her want to do things a little bit more as well. But even I remember this thing where, and don't come for me if I'm wrong, but as I remember rightly, it said as a woman, you know, even if you were to get your hands and just place them on your abdomen, your eyebrows went up there. You're like, where's this going? Place them on your abdomen and just press, like, as if you're doing CPR,
Yep.
just to increase the blood flow into your abdomen and actually playing out your partner walking in and being sexual with them, because some women find it hard to like turn it on initially, like, and you don't
Yeah,
want to you don't want to act like you coldly receive your partner, but we do
yeah,
need a little bit warming up sometimes. That's always the case. Sometimes it's like all systems go and you like
yeah.
you just need a look. You just need a look and you're in,
Yeah, the look. Up the look.
But yeah,
Nah,
so
but there's some good chat there. Like literally, I think what you said there is very important because like I said, obviously from my experience in the past, you can think like, oh, maybe maybe I've like freaking you know turned her off or whatever. But like you said, sometimes maybe it
mm,
needed a bit of warming up, and if they're
mm-hmm.
dealing with whether it's children or whatever at home, or they've had a long day at work as well, yeah, nah,
and
good on you,
and
good chat.
and I good chat. And you know what? It's actually it was something that I brought up to my girlfriend, Shelley, a few weeks ago. I'm a
You the
firm
Shelly?
believer. Up the Shelley.
Yeah,
Um,
up to Shelly. How's Martin? Yeah, shout out to Shelly. Yeah, let's go.
you're so funny. Mine's cool.
Yeah, the
Um,
Martin.
I was saying to her, she was telling me about a problem. I think it was to do with kids or whatnot. And I was saying, why don't you get them to talk to you in numbers? And I'm a firm believer in this, especially when it comes to a relationship. So, what I mean by this, um, sometimes it's hard to really voice vocally what you're thinking about, especially if it's say your partner's come to you and said, like, are you not happy in this relationship anymore? Like for
Hmm.
you to turn around and say yes or no or give reasons for that is really hard. What I would suggest in doing is saying like checking in with your partner, maybe do it on a monthly basis and do it like this, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy do you feel overall in this relationship? 10 being excellent, one not being great. So anything above 5, okay, you're not too, it's kind of good. Anything below, so that you can assess it. So above, between 1 and 10, how how happy do you feel overall in this relationship? 6. Um, between 1 and 10, have I done anything that's upset you in the last 2 weeks? 5. Between 1 and 10, do you between 1 and 10, how strongly do you see yourself with me in the next 30 years? Currently, right now,
Mm,
as it stands,
30 years.
3.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're with somebody and you're like, is this person like? Sometimes it's just hard to have big conversations.
Mm,
And I just feel like talking in numbers, somebody coming at you and saying it's an easier way for them to communicate with you. Say, okay, I give that a 7, give that a 5, because you've got all these numbers on the table and you can come back to it and go, okay, so you gave a 5 when I said, um, how seriously do you feel that see us in 30 years time, and you gave a 5, and say like, what makes you doubt that? What's your concerns? What are you, you know? I just feel like to get the initial things out on the table, because sometimes we can go to discuss something and it'll become heated and you're talking about just one thing where maybe you
mm,
have lots of things that need to be addressed. So
yeah.
why not, if you wanted to sit with your partner and say you're doing a monthly check-in with them or the 3 monthly check-in, maybe there are 7 different points that you need to find out. Maybe it's the bedroom stuff, maybe it's how you handle the situation, maybe it's like moving forward on something. But if you vocalize it, sometimes you can get really stuck in that nitty gritty of that little situation that might escalate for 2, 3 hours. You know how it goes when you're with a partner. But if you can just go, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what was that? On a scale of 1 to 10, how did that make you feel? On a scale of 1 to 10, how does that make you feel? On 1 to 10, da, da, da. And now you've got
Mm,
your information, and then you can move forward and then sit down and discuss those things. But I think that it's just a tip from me. I like talking in numbers, and I do that with my kids as well, because you pick your kids up from school. It's like, how was school? Fine. What'd you do today? Nothing. So it's always
mm,
I'll always ask my kids questions like, um, who was the naughtiest in school today? I get a better answer. Who did you play with in the playground today? Who was sitting by themselves in the playground today? Who cried at school today? I'll ask more opening questions. I learn a lot more than, yep, fine, learned nothing. Because I
yeah.
feel like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
that I feel like that's
How
the
did, how
way of
did
this
you
whole.
develop that? Did you always have that, or did you develop that
No,
like
I,
these
no, I don't.
methods?
I mean, I can't. I'm not going to take the credit and say that I made it all up by myself, but I'm also not going to discredit myself and say that I didn't. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I've always watched things like educational things and how to
Yep.
improve yourself. So it's probably a collective thing of stuff and just life experience, I guess, that I've put together and applied myself. And
Mm,
yeah, You know?
Yeah, that's cool, there. Numbers, eh? You the
Yeah,
numbers?
numbers. Yeah, talking about numbers. And it wouldn't be so surprising, would it, considering like, isn't life made up of numbers, the mathematical equation of everything? Like,
Fibonacci sequence.
right.
Mm.
So yeah, and also at that bloody sex convention, there was a
Yeah.
60-year-old grandma who
Okay.
that door over there. It's a 60-year-old grandma. Some of my kids aren't in, don't worry. I
Sure.
just have a friend. I have a friend that's having tea with me, and I just said to her, I just need to jump on here. I
No,
have a
no problem.
60-year-old. I have a 60-year-old grandma who was telling us in detail how to perform fellatio.
Ooh.
Mm.
And how old were you again at this time?
19,
Oh, okay.
and
Did you
one of the
already
sweet.
know, or did she teach you some things?
Oh, she definitely taught me some things.
Mm.
And she didn't have anything. She didn't have anything in her hand or anything. I was listening intently though.
So
She
what,
basically
did she
said,
have like the David Attenborough style voice?
probably. She did say though, I remember just her saying this, and it's never left my mind. But she said, just imagine that you've got the most delicious ice cream you've ever had in your whole life, a cone-shaped one, most delicious ice cream. And she went, you haven't had an ice cream for years. She was like, like already you're like,
Ice cream.
hold up. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And she's like, and just, yeah, she's like, I want you to taste it,
Mm.
bite
I-
it, nibble it, do all the she's like, and you want to savor it. She's like it's the last one you will ever
There you
and
go, ice cream,
thoroughly
ladies.
thoroughly enjoy it. So you're like, damn, okay. And I believe
Okay.
that if you do anything with the intent and passion
Hmm.
of, I really want to do this, I really want to be here, I'm really, really committed, you can't lose.
Yeah,
You
100.
can't lose.
Same goes for the
You
lads. Same goes for the
absolutely
lads. You know, get that
100%.
go lick that ice cream, cuzzy.
Do
What ice
it.
cream?
Go.
What ice cream would you be eating if it wasn't ice cream? What's your
Ooh,
flavor?
I'm a mint chocolate girl.
Oh, mint. Are you like a mint slice too? Do you like mint slices? Like those
No,
biscuits as well? I was gonna say because those
no.
remind me of like nursing homes. So, yeah.
Why have you been in a nursing home?
No, just when I've like been to them, like I've just seen them
They
like
always give you
on
them
rotation.
mint
Yeah,
slices.
like yeah, I'm like yeah. So when I see people like, oh, I love mint slices, and they're like 20 something, I'm like, bruh, you like ancient or
Yeah, yeah, right. No,
what?
no. Mint chocolate chip ice cream, or maybe lemon ice, but real
Yeah,
Italian lemon ice. What's your favorite?
my favorite Ferrero Rocher. If it's like those like gelato style ones, if it's like one of those. Otherwise, um cookies and cream. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to like goody goody gumdrops, which is like little like lollies in it. There's like a New Zealand ice cream. It's pretty nice, but I don't know if it still
Uh,
is was when I was a kid anyway.
Um, if you was going to give me a number between 1 and 10 of your
Hmm.
colourlingus skills,
Oh well, I can only go off of like what I've been told.
well, that's
Pretty good.
that's the
Pretty
only
good. Like
thing.
no
Give me a
complaints.
number. Give me
Okay.
a
I don't
number.
know. I don't
Oh,
like.
put him on the
In my
spot now.
head, I want to. In my head, I want to go 10, but then like I'm probably
Okay,
not.
coming
You know
strong.
what I mean? Like literally, no. Like, I actually enjoy it. You know, and like it's like I
Okay,
went to that convention with old auntie, and the ice
right.
cream was what I pictured. Cause I actually enjoy it. I think it's like I think it's real cool to take like well, I don't want to say take soul like I'm the Grim Reaper, but like to take a lady to
You
like
did
literally.
just
I
do
think it's
that.
yeah. I was gonna say like to take someone's soul. I think it's amazing. Like
Wow, wow,
when
wow.
you can
Okay, I
like
love the way you've just put that.
do you know what I mean though? Like I got asked this
Yeah,
question one
like
time
earth
on
shattering,
live. Yeah,
earth
yeah,
shattering.
yeah. Like I think that's like
Own it.
the best. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just think like someone goes to me one time, they go, it was in a live questionnaire or something. They said, "What's the one thing where you have like the most maximum focus like ever?" And I was like, "What do you
Oh,
mean?" And then
that.
they explained it. I was like, "Bro, to be honest, the only thing I can think of is eating the checkout." Like they were like, "What
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck?"
yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
Fair,
and then
fair,
I was like, literally,
fair.
because it's like you want to like everyone's different, right? But you want to figure out like what works for this. And I guess
Well,
it's
yeah,
like
and
a
there's lots of there's lots of different bits. It's not just doing one thing. There's normally
Yeah.
like you're doing
Oh,
one thing
yeah.
with this and
There's
one
a
thing
lot
with
of
that and
bits.
one thing with this, and
Yeah.
there's so many
Yeah.
parts that are going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And just
Mm.
like, yeah, and then like, just see, like when you get all those like that, like there's nothing like
Oh,
fucking
the
like
clockwork's
being
working. Yeah.
being begged to like stop and then like not listening, but they're enjoying it obviously, and the fucking like the toes are curling, the gang signs are
Yeah.
being pulled, but they're not even in the
This
gang, like you know what I mean? The fucking eyes are
is
rolling back, the
so
noises that
good.
you've never heard. Like I think there's nothing like that. Like
Like
honestly, I
wild.
think it's
Yeah,
amazing.
wild.
Yeah, I
Because
think it's amazing.
we're primitive, and those things are just, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think it's
it's
like
like the
winning. Like
howl of the
I'm
wild,
very,
isn't it?
yeah, but I'm very competitive too, and I
Oh,
think like I look at it as a game, and like I want to win.
oh,
That's how I mentally look at it.
I totally
Yeah,
get that. I
yeah.
totally
I'm
get
like,
that. It's
oh, and I
like
fucking win this, man. Like
I'm
when
here
it,
to win. Yeah, I'm
yeah, yeah,
here
yeah. So
to
like when you're down there,
I'm here
oh, no,
to burn my name into your soul.
yeah, literally, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
tattoo,
get it.
tattoo. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I own this, even if it's just for that
yeah.
moment.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
100%. That's how I
you're
feel
making me
anyway.
think of something. Oh
Yeah, well,
dear.
but if you're asking me what's my rating on myself, 10. If you asked, I don't know, probably 0. No, I don't
Nah,
know, but I'm pretty
nah,
confident
nah.
in myself. Like
If you
there hasn't been
there's
any.
a
Yeah, go when it comes to that. Cunnilingus, go right.
there's it. I mean, I'm impressed that you even knew the word. To be honest.
Oh, of
Do
course,
you know
yeah,
what?
100%.
Talking about words as well. I really love learning new vocabulary. Did you know
Hmm.
um,
Teach us.
that unctuous, unctuous,
Huh?
not anxious, unctuous.
Anxious.
Oh, I don't do
Yeah.
like Elvis. Unctuous, unctuous is a word.
Okay.
Now, and I actually didn't check it, and I should have checked it afterwards. This person told me unctuous is a word, and I said, "What?" He said, "It's a descriptive word to describe the gloopy mess that is left after like certain experiments in
Oh,
the science lab. Like, so the glutinous is it's an unctuous mess. I really should have
anxious.
researched that before I spoke about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love learning new words that I never. I remember when I found out the word what colourlingus meant, because yeah, that was a little bit. I'm like, it's what? And actually, I was with a girlfriend, Natalie, at the time, and
What
oh my
you were
God,
you kind of lingusing at each other?
we weren't, but we were just having a
Oh,
cocktail on
okay.
top of this
Hey,
place
no
in Melbourne
judgment,
on a
no
rooftop.
judgment here. Let's go,
I don't care.
go hard.
Look,
Yeah, I know you
only
don't care.
God,
Nor do I.
only God can judge me. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah,
But
that's right,
we
Tupac.
laughed. We laughed so hard. Even still to that day, I think to myself, that's the hardest I've ever laughed in my life, because I didn't know what the word meant.
What
And
kind of
when she
lingus
said it
or
to me,
anxious?
I know I didn't at the time, and so it was
Oh,
about 8 years ago that I learned that word, and it was shocked, but we couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, I do love a new word. I do love a new word. But yeah,
do
so
you have any like speaking of all of that? Do you have any things that are like just no nos for you? Like in the bedroom, you're just like, nah, that ain't happening, son. Like ever. Is there anything like that for you?
um yeah, I don't like to be dominated.
Oh, true. You like to do you like to do it. Eh? You like to do the dominating.
I
Do you?
mean, I think I would like to be. I just haven't met the person to let them dominate
You
me.
haven't been dominated before. What the fuck?
I'm
Are you
pretty
serious?
scary. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I won't tell you why, but
What'd you say? Hairy? What'd you say?
I'm pretty scary. I'm pretty
Oh, scary.
sadistic.
Obviously, hairy. Um,
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm South American. I'm definitely a little bit hairy, but um, I'm
like
definitely a little bit
Chewbacca
sadistic.
or
No, I mean, like
no,
South
not
American. I've got
Chewbacca.
hairy arms. I'm
Yeah,
hairy.
yeah.
I feel
It
like
is what
Melbourne
it
goes.
is.
Oh, you Melbourne boys just take the piss, man. Like with the whole bloody V. What's that V stuff? I don't even own any of it. I got
What's
razors,
Veet?
but they just taking the hair off. No one wants to sleep next to a bloody hedgehog. I know each to their own, and some girls do like
Hedgehog.
it. But you know, like all the hair off the arms and the tummy and the back. I'm like, you're meant to be hairy.
Sonic.
You're a man.
Oh,
You're a
Ninetales.
man.
Oh.
You're a man. Be a man. I like men to be men, you know? Give me a man, give me dirt under fingernails, though I will make sure you use the nail brush. But like just give me like masculinity, please. Like if your eyebrows are more done than mine, I'm out of there, you know?
Show us your eyebrows. What are done eyebrows? What does that mean?
Oh, you know when a guy like just waxes the shit and it's got like an arch in it and they're threaded and I'm just like, relax.
how do we get them? So you have to wax
No,
where?
yeah,
Where do
yours,
we
no,
wax?
yours, no, you're good. They just like they shouldn't be
Oh.
sharp. They shouldn't look like a woman's eyebrows. I mean, here's me saying what they should be. You can do whatever you want as a man. My preference is that. Don't come for me over this.
Oh yeah.
But you know what people are like? Oh, you said this, and now I can do whatever I want. Yeah, relax, dude. Like, go and melt all your hair off. I don't care. I'm just saying my preference. I like a man to be a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Well. Oh what? Oh, no, that's a different can of worms. We're open that one up another day. Never mind.
What we calling
So
this
is
episode, by the way?
oh whatever. Whatever you call it, the return of
Oh,
princess.
golly God, golly God.
So,
It's been a
but anyway,
time.
back
Mm.
onto the whole thing. So, besides the domination, like, are you pretty open to most things, like, or in the bedroom?
Mm, I probably won't share it here.
Okay, no, you don't have to.
Oh, wait, no, I don't have to. But
Yeah, no, but no. I just think like, if there was any no nos, like for me, if you ask me, what is like,
I really think you
I
should.
can't have anybody like touch me around my anus region, but it's because like of what happened to me as a child. I think that's why
Yeah,
I don't like it. Yeah,
yeah, fair.
yeah.
Um, I feel like you should try everything once, but that's really loose. Like they say that, and there are things I'm like, there's no way I would try that. But
Mm,
I don't know.
don't know.
What's that? DDs are ordering, giving me something free. Yeah, I don't know. I think you should always reevaluate things because sometimes we can put stoppers on things and be like, I don't want to do that because that reminds me of
Oh,
that. And do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
sometimes revisiting things that don't feel good,
Mm.
and doing it with a new energy and creating a new story around it is sometimes beneficial and healing.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
mean, that would be like a
Mm.
woman getting raped and then being like, I'm never going to have sex again because I got raped. It's not realistic. I'm not
Mm.
saying that you do need to have anybody do play, but maybe with the right person that you felt really secure with, revisiting the area really gently, whether it be just even a tongue. It's not going to feel horrible, but creating a new story around that old one might
Oh, I like
help
that.
with some of the healing. Yeah.
That's good chat too. Create a new story. I
Yeah.
talked to Jeffrey Morgan yesterday, and he was talking about. He
Who?
said Jeffrey Morgan. He's like a mindset coach. Does a lot of work with a lot of
Yeah.
teams, a lot of people. Like yeah. And he said he talked about this turning your lessons, take your lessons from your past and turn them into blessings, and that sort of fits with what you're
100%.
saying. You know,
Yeah,
creating
100%.
a new story. I like how you said that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Maybe I have to. Maybe
$100%.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that, on that one, maybe. But yeah. Create a new story.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yeah, like because if not, like that's the only story that you have is the one that was created by that person that created it.
Mm.
I'm about regaining your story, regaining it, and
Taking
and
the
then
power back.
yeah, it's you taking the power back, and yeah, I don't know. It's a food for thought, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's some cool
It's
food for
not
thought.
it's not
That's
like it
like
would feel terrible tongue being down there, but it would be more it would be the mental thing, wouldn't it be about the uncomfortable because you
yeah,
associate it with being uncomfortable, having boundaries crossed. Well, what happens if you're in a thing where you were really comfortable, you've told the person that they are allowed to cross that boundary,
yeah.
and even if it was just that's it was one touch, and you were like, oh, and the next time it's and the next time it's
Let's
and
go. Yeah,
you're
you know,
building it
you,
up.
we talked about before about how sometimes you might need warming up, even if
Mm.
like maybe that's
Not
happened to
sometimes, nearly
well
every single time.
well
Yeah,
whoever like I'm just talking
yeah.
about ladies in general, and that
Mm.
the guy's always keen, like you said, reproducing quick. Um, I wonder if like sometimes when the ladies aren't as as keen too, on top of the whatever they need the warming up, maybe possibly stuff could have happened in their life, like you said, rape or whatever.
Mm.
That might make that a bit hard as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I think
Mm.
everybody's got their demons, and not everybody's encounters. Like, unfortunately, we live in a world where you're very lucky if you've got through your whole adult life, and every encounter that you've actually has been a thumbs up great experience. Like,
Yeah,
lucky you.
100%.
Lucky you if so. Um, so yeah, like everyone comes with drama and stuff, which is why it's so important, you know, not just doing it with anyone and doing it like quality over quantity and doing it with people that you feel safe with and that you're open with dialogue and communication and and saying like this makes me feel uncomfortable, but I would like to work on not feeling uncomfortable around that and
Yep.
not just a open shut book thingy on it, but vocalizing on it and then coming back to it again and revisiting it again, because we should always be upgrading and getting newer versions of ourselves, like we do it with a bloody iPhone, for goodness sake.
No, that's no, you're right.
Do you know what I was going to mention though?
What was that?
The bloody like the 8th of April at the moment.
Yep. What is that?
So we know
Monday?
well, we've got the yeah, but I think it's in America. It's going to be no, isn't it Tuesday? But it's going to be
Tuesday
whichever.
for us. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yes. So the 8th of April, we've got the total eclipse.
Oh, yeah, you did talk about men and women being from Venus and Mars. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So we've got the total eclipse, and you've got America that's advising its why can I never think that word? They're civilized. They're people. Yes, civilians. They're advising their civilians to get enough food and water and fuel for 3 days. Like, why? It's an eclipse, man. Chill. But they
really?
are on the same. Yeah, it's a total eclipse. Yeah, they have been like NATO or whoever. Like when they stand up and do proper press conference. But they're turning on the CERN machine, and the CERN machine is this big, massive tunnel-like machine in like Switzerland or Sweden.
One of those two.
Yeah, right. And
it's meant to. What is it meant to do? Do the Big Bang or whatever?
Yeah, it spins atoms, and apparently I don't know enough on it. Don't come for me, but doesn't it create black holes or something, or it can recreate a black hole or
something like that, or
Big Bang.
It's meant to create the Big Bang, or what the theory is of the Big Bang. I think that's what it is.
Right, but call me insane, right? You've got a total eclipse happening. You've got they're deciding to turn the CERN machine on at the same time, which is very concerning. CERN machine and NASA are launching 3 rockets at the eclipse while it happens. And for days, I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? And the program of that's called Serpent Deity. Like, I don't know what's going on in the world. Humans that really annoy me. But apparently it's because they want to record the information because that total eclipse will affect technology. Like, things will be disrupted. So they're launching these things to measure how much that disruption is going to be caused. Like, we all know I'm a conspiracy theorist. So do you want to know my conspiracy? What I think?
Yeah, what's your conspiracy? Just before you do, can you just tell me, like, as a Neanderthal, what exactly is an eclipse?
An eclipse is when this is going to be a full eclipse. Is when is it? Oh no, you put me on the spot. Is it the sun that goes in front of the moon, or no?
I don't know whose moon and whose sun.
Because it goes dark.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes.
So the moon must be going in front of the sun. That's got to be right. If the Earth's in front, and it'll go completely black. So it's a total eclipse, so it'll completely cover it.
How long does it last for? They reckon this one.
It's only a couple of minutes, isn't it?
I don't know.
It is only going to be a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. Like I do think that they put a lot of stuff out there, and it's just distraction, and because of some other weird stuff that they're doing, and we're all spending so much time freaking out about the eclipse, and let's for good measure, let's throw on the CERN machine and let's launch rockets into it, so everyone is all at the same time going to be looking up at the skies and freaking out and whatnot. But I do believe in Project Bluebeam, and I think it would be a really good opportunity while they have literally the whole world looking up at the sky, right? To all of a sudden go use Project Bluebeam, but not say that they're doing it, but blame it on the CERN machine. Maybe it was something to do with the CERN
You're going to have to fill the people in on Project Bluebeam quickly.
Project Bluebeam is based like I believe that Project Bluebeam is, in so many words, it's basically about aliens, but the government using the appearance of aliens or UFOs, whatever. But it's projection. It's projected into the sky, a lot of holograms. Project Bluebeam, and so they beam it into the sky.
Like Batman, like the Batlight.
kind of like that, yeah. And you've seen things that they're doing like this in, like, I don't know, Japan and New York, when it's like coming out the side of a building, and
Yeah.
they've started doing those kind of things in like concerts and all those demonic concerts that they do,
Mhm.
don't they? It's all a little bit concerning.
What's
So
do you have a demonic concert in like particular off the top of your head?
oh, it was
Like
like
Astro World?
yeah, I
Like
don't know
Travis
any of
Scott
these
one?
people.
Oh,
Yes, that's exactly who I was thinking of. Yeah,
yeah, Astro
like
World.
people with, yeah, gross. Drop me out, mate. I used to love
Yeah.
bloody. Oh, mate, back in the day, I used to love Beyonce on that. I don't play any of that music now. Like, it just
Oh, you
like
don't listen to it?
they all dressed like Satan. They're all talking about
Yeah.
Satan. They're all wearing crosses. They've
Mm.
all got. They're like, look at Sam Smith. Look at that one. Gonna take my heart. Oh, what's that guy? To
Lil
the
Nas
end
X.
yeah, him.
Yeah.
Like, dude, his video, like, they all just do the most peculiar stuff in the video and upside down. It's so satanic and ritual, and
Mm.
everyone's talking about selling themselves.
On
Like, drop
that,
me out.
on that,
I
P
like,
Diddy, P Diddy. Come
uh,
on, what's your thoughts? What's the go on P Diddy? Since we're here,
oh
come
mate.
on, lass.
Do you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny is watching
What's
everybody
that?
be like, oh, and I'm like, I went to an Easter dinner at the weekend, and my sister and her friends were like, oh my God, P Diddy, P Diddy. And I just rolled my eyes and went off into the other bedroom. I had to make some work phone calls, but I'm just yeah, like, no shit. Him and all the rest of them that we've been trying to tell you that for years, man. It's a big club and you ain't invited. Um,
Mm.
yeah,
What
but
do
I
you
mean, there's
think
a lot of
about
fun.
you know how they have how they have like they got like him Epstein and they have a lot of like cameras and that in their rooms and shit. Do you think that's bad, or do you think like if you let's say you were a person you host the parties and you're not a pedo or anything like that or into any of that weird shit,
I mean, I'm
you
into some weird shit, but
yeah but yeah no, you know it's weirdness is subjective.
yeah, true that.
Yeah. So you do this, but in a way you're protecting yourself, right?
Um, yeah,
Like if people go in
100%.
your shit room and say like, oh, this and that happened, well, let's check the footage cast. And you know, just in a
No,
way.
but I think I feel like it's one of those things. Like, I think what's those when people go to things like then their
Mm-hmm.
phones are taken away and
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah.
and they sign papers saying that
Do you reckon
they
they
will
read it?
never repeat.
Do you reckon they actually read the things though when they
Yeah,
get given
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Or do you think
Of
they're just
course.
like, ah,
I
sign it
mean,
and
you're
just go in?
nah. I don't think it would be that long, or maybe it wouldn't. But if you were smart, you don't be signing anything, regardless, unless you read it first.
Bro,
But
if they're
no phones,
wasted
and
though, fucking okay, I need to fucking sweet, let's go. I'm
yeah, who
going in.
knows? But
Yeah, okay.
you're signing a document, like a no talking thingy.
Mm.
Um, so why does it need to be documented? Like, do you really want someone having footage of something that you could potentially get blackmailed for? I mean, what are you doing in
Yeah.
those rooms? I don't know. I
Yeah.
just
What are
feel
you
like
doing
it's
in
so
those
when
rooms? Do
you're
you
with
think
a
his
partner, I'm not
is this
somebody
like
that's into filming or things like that. I
oh
just feel like,
you're not into it? Nah?
oh no, no, I don't send nudes. I'm not into films. I'm
Nah.
not
Yeah,
into
nah.
no, like, keep it
Yeah.
all up here, sweetheart.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anyone wants to see a 1 inch anyway, so I won't be sending nudes.
I'm not into the OF thing and whatnot. I
Yeah.
don't care if you are, but it's just not me. No.
Nah, I don't have an OF. No one wants to watch that anyway.
I've considered doing it for my toes. I'm not gonna lie. I have
Oh yeah,
considered
you
doing
should.
it for my.
Why not? Why not Project
I've got
Bluebeam
I,
your toes?
I've got all I've got all right toes.
Yeah, so
I've
can
got
you put a toe up on the screen or nah? Like can you
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Mm-mm-mm.
Conspiracies
But
though. What's
if
a good
we
one? What's
get
another one
enough
for the people?
bids, to, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've got the beginning of an OF page already. Yeah, if we get enough
100%.
bids
Let's
to,
go. Make
I'll
that
do
paper,
it.
boo boo. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, no, definitely. Conspiracy theories. 9/11. What's your thoughts? Quickly.
I mean, I do. Yeah,
Like, was
steel
it? You
beams
know,
don't melt. Steel beams don't melt. But yeah, here we
yeah.
are.
Was it?
Do you think they
But
landed on the
are
moon?
you? Is there even a moon? No, no.
Oh God, no one's going to listen to this show anymore. You know.
I don't give a fuck, mate. Someone will. There's
So
plenty of
funny.
wackos out there.
Wait, so coming back to
Yeah.
bumholes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to send you Sahani now. Remember we spoke about it, and you said your friend. What happened to your friend? Did he just have?
Oh
Did
yeah,
he say
surgery on
about
his
your?
bum. On his bum. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
How
yeah.
is he, by the way?
I think it. Yeah, like well, obviously
What's his
it was
name?
pretty sore. Um,
What's his name?
oh, Are we allowed to say that, Oni?
I was gonna go, shout out to, you know how you're
No, Liquor. It's my also Liquor. Yeah, shout out to Liquor. It's Liquor. He does
shout
the
out
show
to
with
Liquor.
us.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Liquor
Liquor.
his bumhole. We're
Yeah,
gonna send him some honey, eh?
Liquor his bum. Yeah, Liquor his bum. Yeah,
Oh
100%.
God, yeah, he's got a great name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Liquor. Yeah.
I'll send you
Shout out
some
to Moles.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
us.
you're gonna have to tell us. Or maybe you just need a viewer. Anybody that suffers with anal itch, jock itch, psoriasis, tinea.
What's jock itch again? Just in case. Just for the
It's a
people.
fungal itch. It's a fungal itch in your jock area that you would normally use steroid cream to solve. So you use the honey, mix it with a little bit of sorbeline cream.
People have
put it
problems
on the
there. I haven't had any of these problems.
No?
Jesus. No.
area.
No, not jock itch. The fucking
Yeah, I
anal
mean,
itch,
people
whatever.
do. No,
Holy
there's
rick.
no
Yeah, nah, it is
no.
what it is. It is what I'm like, you know. I'm just saying I can't relate. Like
Yeah,
it's all...
we get what you're saying, babes.
Yeah.
We get what you're saying. You've got a nice dry,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, but what happens? Like, is it like not washing it, or how does that stuff?
No,
Like, how's that created?
I don't know, but like moisture and darkness, bacteria is created. Maybe it would be working in conditions where it was really hot and sweaty, working really long hours.
Humidity.
Maybe then
going.
Maybe
Not and then not washing, maybe.
Maybe going straight to the pub afterwards, having a few drinks, and then you got up really early, and then maybe you fell asleep when you got home and you didn't have a shower. I don't think it's intentional that people get to these type of scenarios, but we have to be.
You think it's not intentional
like,
that some people don't shower? I think that's intentional sometimes.
You've had a really hard day.
But I mean, I think it's sometimes intentional. Some people I know, I've met them all. I'm like,
out there.
Yeah, definitely.
But you men, like, I remember I had a partner. He was like, oh, I was coming home from yoga, and he was like, can you not shower when you get in? I'm like, why? And he's like, because he wanted to go down to me when I was down. I'm like, why?
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's all right. You know, me and my brother have a saying like, fresh from netball. Like, would you fresh from netball? Would you, bit of a laugh, you know?
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. But a flavor, But that's different. Like yoga is different than like working fucking 12 hours on a construction site or like that's different.
But you know what? Saying that, I remember because I was married for 8.5 years, and I just remember.
Yes, you were.
When my husband used to get home, I'd just be like, I was just so into him. I didn't care how sweaty and dirty he was.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Didn't.
Give it to me. Now can't even stand it, eh? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Give it to me, big boy. That's it.
Oh, dear.
Well, this has been a pleasure, Queen. Hey, you better go do your thing.
Tomorrow I'm going to an off-grid festival tomorrow. Yeah.
Tell us about that. What is off-grid like?
Off-grid, it's sustainable living off the grid, so no electricity, no water from government. That's you harnessing water and electricity and fire and heat.
So is it like so there is electricity?
No, so it's an off-grid festival.
So it's not, they're not like playing music or anything, or they are just not.
Yeah, there'll be music, but there's lots of workshops. There's like sourdough bread making, salami making, worm compost making. I haven't gone through all the things. How to make a mud hut, how to make all the things to do with homestead farming, canning, you name it, for you to be able to live off-grid, essentially. Hence the
that sounds
festival.
Cool. Do these happen often?
Maybe
do these happen often? Do these happen often?
No, I'm not sure. I mean, it would be the first one I'm going to. It's a 2-day event. So I'm going to go to that and stay over one night. Looking for some more recruitment.
Are you taking your princess gears to go? Because you're obviously camping.
We have our group, don't we? And
it's
good
to
get
going?
More people involved. No, just 2 of us from it. But it's good to have us. It's good just to. There's going to be a lot of like-minded people there, so it'll be good to keep my eye out and have conversations and network and just be like, we had this. You live close to us. If things go patong, we'll walkie-talkie you and we'll meet you at the place. And we'll be done.
The walkie-talkie. If you could go in a time machine and go back to an era in time, where would you go back to? And
that's a really funny question. You'd ask me that now, hey?
I just came in my mind. That's me. If I think of something, to ask it. That's
it. So if I could go back in time to any time?
Yeah, any time period. Where would you go to?
In my lifetime or in?
No, like history. Like like history things. Like, oh, I would go
Honest-
back and see my dead grandmother. Yeah, of course. But like, where would you go to history-wise?
Oh, honestly, I'd go back either to, you know, the times where the women were wearing the big white wigs and they had the corsets and the big
Oh, of
skirts.
course.
What was it, the 1800s?
Yeah.
But then I feel like it'd be pretty rough to live in those times unless you were really rich or like, you know, Queen Antoinette. Probably the 60s where it was all very, you know,
60s where?
yeah, when the Beatles were out. It was the Beatles out in the
Oh,
70s.
Beatles.
Like
What do you
just
think
the
about that Paul
60s all
McCartney thing? Do you think that's the real Paul McCartney? Have you heard about that one?
yeah, I have.
Do you,
Honestly,
do you reckon that's the real one?
I think most of them are not anymore, but I don't talk about that stuff because it makes you sound absolutely crazy, and I don't care for
Yeah,
people
we
to
are
whether
crazy.
they
It's all
whether
right.
yeah, exactly. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. You think whatever you like, sweetheart.
You know, I just wanted to see if it was your opinion, like what your opinion was from me to me
I actually haven't
personally.
heard of
Like,
the particular thing that you're talking about,
oh,
but yeah,
okay.
I don't think I don't.
I'm paraphrasing here, but what from my understanding, Paul McCartney died in a car crash back in the days, and then they had his fingerprints in Japan from something that happened before, and then they arrested a new dude, and it was a different fingerprint. So it was all this. There's heaps
Why
of
have
shit
they
that
arrested
happened.
him?
The guys are, but oh, no, not recently. This is what I don't know, maybe in the 80s or something like that, and his fingerprints were different to the original Paul McCartney that they had. They went to
Interesting.
Japan. There's heaps of shit, and the guy's like taller than Paul. Heaps of stuff. Look at, I forgot the
Oh, look,
actual
what do you
dude's
think?
name,
Look,
but I don't know if it's
what
true.
is
But yeah.
that? Biden. Do you think that's Biden?
Is it who is Biden? He's in a different, the president, a different planet anyway. If that is or not,
Mate, no, that's not
jeez.
Biden. That's not Biden.
Oh yeah, who
But
was
good
it?
luck to anyone that thinks it is. Mate, you
Yeah.
can see that he's wearing a mask. He's just a bumbling idiot. But when you do the
Oh,
comparison, that's not him. It's neither
since
here
we're
nor there,
here,
though.
Trump, yes or no, nah, or yeah.
Uh, yeah, yeah, I reckon it is.
Yeah, is it? But yeah, but what do you think of him? Like if you were someone that
Oh, I
voted
mean, I
and that,
think
would you vote for
I
Trump?
mean, I listen. Sometimes I think they're all you know, like when you cut serpent, it grows two heads. I all think that I think they're all fucked. To be honest, I don't trust
Well,
a whole lot of
that's
them.
that's
But
actually my opinion on the whole system. I think it's all like,
yeah,
I think everywhere you like, no matter in the world where you vote, like especially in a Western so-called democracy, I think they always just select whoever they want, no matter how many way you vote. I think they put
absolutely. They're just
whoever the fuck they
puppets.
want, and that's my opinion. Yeah, I think it's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
they're just
like
puppets.
they'll put everyone against each other and say like, this guy is our messiah. You know, I think that's all shit, man. This is what,
Mhm.
this is what I reckon. Yeah, 100.
Well,
Oh, well, it's been a
listen,
pleasure, Queenie.
if we survive April the 8th,
Yeah.
I'll come back and chat to you and let you know how the
Yeah, well,
Oxbridge
if we do
Festival went.
survive, I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching this full episode of Mind the Mic. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to create these episodes. So to know that you've watched and listened to the entire thing means the world to myself and all our hosts. If you could, before you leave, please hit the subscribe button and share this episode out to as many people as possible. It would help us so much. Thank you again to everybody that's still here, still watching. Thank you for all your comments, all your shares, all the DMs. Appreciate you all. Make sure you follow us on every platform. Have an awesome morning. Have an awesome night, depending on where you are in the world. Mind the mic out.
Oi, have you hit the link in bio yet?
Watch full episodes on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all streaming platforms.
Do it.